Look at this guy, man. You guys know you're like a star now that the Rams won the Super Bowl.
Well, look at this side.
And of course, here he comes. Listen. Is he smoking a cigar? He's really gonna. Oh my God! Yes, Rudy.
Rumble! Finally, the Ramelia Sports Report returns to the Rumble Show. Rumble!
Roll down the window.
Yes, Rudy.
Put down the top. Crank up the Beach Boys, baby. Don't let the music stop. We gon' ride it till we just can't ride it no more. From the side bay to the valley, from the west side. Let's go. Big dog on three. 1, 2, 3. Big dog.
What is up, my Ramelia fans of Los Angeles Rams? So we took the loss. It was a tough game to watch because the game was right there for us. If you remember, my keys to the game were contain Saquon Barkley. Do not put the ball on the carpet or have turnovers. Get Tutu Atwell involved early. Get Higbee involved. Tutu Atwell I think he had 1 or 2 catches, but it was in the later of the game. But the Rams had over 400 and some yards of offense. Puka Nacua almost had 100 yards. Cooper Kupp was implemented back in the offense with 5 receptions for 60 yards, clutch catches. Kyron Williams ran the way he did in the first game, but again, he put the ball on the field, and it wasn't that he just fumbled. Jalen Carter, who's a beast, punched it out, and that's what that's what you're supposed to do. Big players make big plays, and so, but the Rams defense, this is their coming out party. We lost. It sucks. Losing always sucks. But this Rams defense, if you remember, the Philadelphia Eagles, one of the offensive linemen was saying, well, the Vikings made the Rams defensive line look better than it was. Well, no, that's not true, because the Rams had 7 sacks. If it wasn't for the footing, they could have had more sacks than that. Also, if it wasn't for Brandon Fisk getting hurt in the middle of that line, they could have probably had another couple of sacks, and who knows what could have happened. Injuries happen, so, if on their side they had guys missing too, but we needed every man that we could with Saquon Barkley back there. But even despite all that, on the road in Philly, Brandon Fisk going down, the Rams falling behind. They couldn't get nothing going at the later part of the stages. The Rams kept playing. They kept fighting. They got the touchdown with 3 minutes left. Stopped the defense. Kobe Turner sacked Jalen Hurts, and they beat him up. I mean, he's limping. They know what it's like to play a West Coast team, the most physical West Coast team in the NFC West, which is the Los Angeles Rams, now the big brother of the NFC West, and they showed it here. This Rams team did not get blown out in Philadelphia. They were right there. They gave them everything that they needed, that they could handle. But besides all that, the Rams got the ball back, and Matthew Stafford was driving them to close to the red zone, right in the 25-yard line, with a minute some left. And the miracle fourth quarter comeback we were ready for, but they just couldn't hold the offensive line. They knew they had their ears pinned back. It was a one-dimensional offense because we needed to score with a few minutes. There's only a minute some left, but props to the Philadelphia Eagles. My hat goes off to them. They're a great team, but we had the game right there again. But it sucks to lose. It really does. But coulda, woulda, shoulda. But it just sucks that the game was right there for us too. But it is what it is. We'll get into the chat in a second. But yeah, it's a tough loss. But you know what? I'm proud of the team. I'm proud of the way we fought. This team wasn't supposed to do anything this year. Started 1-4. They came all the way back, and They basically played the best team. It turns out in the playoffs is the Eagles, and they gave them everything they wanted. Man, I mean, the Philadelphia Eagles fans in the stands were like, "Oh my God!" when Matthew Stafford had him rolling, had him driving. So, but my hat goes off to him. My hat is off to them, and good luck in the NFC Championship game. We were basically a couple 20 what we were at the 25 yard line, 25 yard line away from 26 yards away from winning, going to the NFC Championship game. But it is what it is. But it was a great showing by our Rams. Ready to go, says Sad Times. Romelia, it's still a good season considering everything that happened. Future is bright, brighter than the 30 the 30 years. First will be Turdy's Boogeyman for the long time. Jared Verse, man, this dude on a national stage, man, everybody is talking about this man. The man was talking smack, saying, "I don't like Eagles fans," and they didn't like him either. And he basically showed them why they don't like him. Oh man, it was amazing. He was doing stuff like this. It was just amazing.
Nothing up and thrown down and out of field goal range as well as Jared Verse.
And the Rams defense did that time and time again, man. I kept tweeting, "It's up to the Rams defense again," and just basically threw Jalen Hurts like a rag doll. Who does that remind you of? There he is. Who does that remind you of? Throwing a guy like a rag doll in a big game on a big stage. Aaron Donald, and I know he's proud of the guys. And man, can you imagine Aaron Donald in the middle? Excuse me, Fisk. Let me finish this game. But it was amazing, man. Stockton, my guy Stockton, thank you for coming in, Stockton. We had company over, so I didn't come on earlier, and I didn't want to be rude. But it was cool. But I didn't get a chance to let you know. I'm pissed off. Can't get over it. Yeah, me too, man. It sucks. Stockton says, "Did you see the stats, man?" Yep. We dominated basically they Jalen Hurts. And like I told you, the Rams were going to make Jalen Hurts beat us, but we didn't do that. Saquon Barkley and the fumbles beat us. Because Jalen Hurts, and he didn't need to throw, but that was the Jalen Hurts, 128 yards passing. Saquon Barkley though 205 yards rushing, and then Jalen Hurts added another 70 yards, and but yeah, man, the Rams dominated in the offense. The Rams almost 200 yards more offensive yards than the Philadelphia Eagles, and my hat is off to him, man. That's what happens. Rocky New Era says, no, hey, goodbye. Well, props to you, Rocky New Era. It is what it is. Doctor says, it's funny, Water fans trying to talk shit all the way from the basement. Hello down there. You know they were like this though. I know Rombo and the Eagle fans at the stands were crapping their pants when the Rams scored, and then they were driving and they were in the Eagles 25 with a minute some left. Shaka says, "Hey, look, a troll from the basement." Philly special cards. Yo, how you doing, man? Drop a link. We'll see. Stockton says, Philly is a one-trick pony. The weather is that won that game. That's the one thing about having a great record. Philly deserved to have home field advantage because of all the wins. But man, I would have loved to have played this game at SoFi Stadium or better weather conditions for both sides, not just the Rams, because both teams are playing under it. But I'm just, it is what it is, man. We still almost won. Almost only counts in horseshoes, but I'm just so proud of this young team, man. I'm just proud of this young team. Let's see. Sports Junkie says, wondering if we are getting rid of Kyrene and Cup. No, Kyrene's there. Cooper Cup, not sure what they're going to do with him. Maybe restructure him, maybe give him a send him later contract. We will see. I think he's banged up. He can run straight lines fine. He still has the hands, but he can't do the shake and bake and lateral movement that's required for him to be effective in certain route situations. So I think there's an issue with him banged up somewhere again. But we'll see, man. We'll see. We've got a long off season. We need to get a lockdown defensive back. We need to concentrate on a left tackle, and we need to get a couple of linebackers, man. Get a couple of linebackers to help against, because once they got past the first level, Saquon Barkley, and not every team has a Saquon Barkley, but when you get up there, you're going to play the best players. Then he was just gone, man. I mean, we did the best we could for the most part, but he's just at another level, man. It's just crazy. Zonko says the fumble in bad weather is why we lost. Yeah, the two fumbles. We lost 28 to 22, right? At the end of the scoreboard. A touchdown wins it. Touchdown extra point wins it, right? The two fumbles, thank God for the defense holding them. They got 6 points out of those two fumbles, and without those 6 points, the Rams were already in scoring position. We would have kicked the field goal with 4 seconds left, and Matthew Stafford has another comeback win. But it is what it is, man. That's just what I'm saying. Let's see. Soccer says, why would we get rid of Kyrie? Maybe Cup. He could be washed. We'll have to see what's up with Cup, but Cup can still catch it. He can still run fast. His lateral movement is an issue. Watch, he's going to probably have he's going to have injury after this. Now that the season is over, surgery after the season is over probably, because he couldn't do lateral movement very good after towards the end of the year. SoCal says, right, we own the Niners and the NFC West. Listen, the Rams are now the kings of the NFC West, man, because this defense is not going anywhere. It's just going to get better next year, and I guarantee you, no team in the NFC West has the defense the Rams does. G's Nuts says, yeah, Kyrie ain't going nowhere. No, he ain't going nowhere. How you doing, G's Nuts? Rockin' New York says, Rudy doesn't add substance to any chat. He comes on, tell the same. What do you do? I explain what's going on, but it's okay. You can have your opinion, man. The difference in the game was the Philadelphia Eagles made the plays when they needed to. The Rams had 2 turnovers and the Eagles didn't. Luckily, those fumbles the Eagles had, they were able to get them back. On a punt return, the guy, was it Cooper DeJean, or I think it was him. The ball bounced off of his chest and he got it back. Lucky play, but he got it back. The fumble that the Rams caused Jalen Hurts could have been another scoop and score there, but they ended up getting that one back. So it's not just the way the ball bounces sometimes, and that's about as blunt as you can get. Doctor says, Winders in the basement talking shit. Well, they're just like, whew. But the good news though is our future is much brighter than the Niners. I mean, they're still looking at losing Greenlaw. They're still looking at maybe Trent Williams is going to retire. They're still looking at losing Tavarius Ward. They're still looking at having to pay Brock Purdy, even if they try to put a tag on him, a franchise tag. You still got to pay him a lot of money. They're looking at losing a lot of players, man, and Ayuk's not even going to play until the 5th or 6th game. And they think because Ricky Pearsall sounds like a NASCAR driver, Ricky Pearsall now moves into lane 3. They think that he's going to be the number 2. Man, he had a couple of games. The guy's kind of skinny. We'll see what happens, man. I saw one Niner media guy. I think I can't remember his name, but they were trying to say that he's like a Cooper Cup or I can't remember the other big name receiver. Like, man, relax. He got some some throws thrown to him at the end of the season when nobody really cared in games that didn't matter. SoCal Sports Junkie says, Winders Super One was closed. They got nothing better to do. Man, it's been closed for 30 years. They've been rebuilding for 30 years. Doctor says, poor Winders are in pain. The cellar dwellers' 30-year drought has taken its toll. Yes, it has. Jacques 42 says, we had them, Rudy, SMH next year. It was right there, man. We listen. It sucks because we were right there. It was right there for us, and but it is what it is. It is what it is, man. But when Kobe Turner did this, and we got the ball back, man, my eyes were flashing. I was like, could we do it?
Fake to Barkley. Hurts being chased and Trevor goes right down. The pressure was coming. Kobe Turner, it's a sack. It's a timeout.
And but yeah, man, it was a great game, man. And then speaking of Cooper Kupp, man, the guy is clutch, man. We need to figure out a way to get him back, get him healthy, and we need to get another receiver in there. I don't know why Tutu Atwell wasn't implemented earlier. It sucks, but this guy is always clutch, man.
You can before you make your move. Good job that time by Cooper Kupp, but the real win was at the point of attack, goes up, makes the catch. Huge play. The Rams desperately needed that play.
And again on Isaiah.
And that's just something that he does. And then let's get to our coach, the best coach in the NFC. Here we go.
He represents so many things that are right about what this team became, especially for a city that's hurting and going through some different stuff. I think he epitomizes a lot of the stuff that's right at him in terms of toughness, resilience, ability to overcome adversity. He's a total freaking stud. And I thought he was outstanding tonight. With the opportunities that he was given. There was a couple things in some of those earlier, short yardage situations where, we didn't get targeted and I could have done a better job for us, but I'm sure damn proud of Matthew Stafford.
He played, man, listen, the Rams, unfortunately, because of the elements, they failed him a little bit, man, because of the elements. You're like, what? Was that Puka Nacua that dropped that sideline first down pass? Was that Higbee that dropped that ball? You have to execute in big games. You have to execute in big games, and there's a couple of times where we could have got some drives going, and that's when Stafford starts saying, you know what I need to do? I need to put it on my shoulder, which he can, and that's when he starts, trying to move around in the pocket, and that's when they knock the ball out, trying to do too much, and we got a rookie. Remember, we have a rookie center who did a hell of a job, man. A hell of a job. But these guys are a top-notch defensive line at the wrong time. There was a couple instances where they stunted in the middle and they were able to get through and get in Stafford's way at the end of the game. And it's just, and that's just the way it rolls, man. They're just, we would have loved to have gotten some sevens on the board instead of field goals, so we wouldn't have to come back or not put the ball on the carpet. Kyron Williams, but Jalen Carter made a play, knocked the damn ball out, and that's just the way it goes, man. G's Nuts says, Jared First is on a different level when he showed up, man. This man is amazing, G's Nuts, man. It's like having a young Von Miller. In his prime, he's just a baby still, man. I love it, man. Basically, the Rams answer to LT, if I must say it, but he's not there yet. No one, he's a Hall of Famer, one of the greatest. But I'm just saying, he just looks so good, man. I'm just stoked for him. The future's amazing. And then you got the other bookend in Byron Young, Kobe Turner, Brandon Fisk. These guys are just puppies, man. They're just learning their way. Doctor says, verse ragdolled them. Yes, indeed, man. Doctor says, AD might come back and join this line. Man, can you imagine? He's probably like, man, I know. Imagine that you're AD and and he's watching the game and he's like, man, I wish I was out there helping these guys. AJ Cruz 77 said, what's wrong with you? You put Rockin' in the timeout. I didn't put anybody in timeout. No, I didn't put anybody in timeout. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. We bottled up Barkley. He had two big runs. Barkley's going to get. Listen, it's kind of like saying, and I'm not putting Barkley in the same category as Eric Dickerson, but this year, you know how every year there's a guy, man, that guy's pretty good. There was a time when Pollard, the running back from the Cowboys, looked like he was better than Zeke when Zeke was still good. And he's way better than Pollard, but I'm just saying sometimes it's their year, man. He's got a chip on his shoulder. The Giants let him go. He's on a good team. If this is his year, man, and he set records and stuff, and so the guy is just they have a great line to go behind it. And but yeah, man. But even with that, though, imagine the guy runs for 200 and some yards, does everything. They're doing the music, the EAGLS music. The Eagles fans are in the stands cheering already, celebrating. The Eagles players are making arrangements, for the NFC Championship game, and then here comes Stafford. Touchdown. The defense gets back the ball back. Here comes Stafford, and they're like, oh uh, I was already waiting for Sirianni to melt down, man. I was already waiting. Watchdog says, for the most part, we stuffed Barkley when he managed to find the hole. He made us pay. Yeah, man, we stymied him. And that's what great players do. And then they get off and they take off. Kind of like Todd Gurley, man. That's what it's like to have a game-breaking running back. They can just take it to the house. Like, well, I love Kyrene. Sometimes he breaks free and gets long ones. Sometimes we even take it to the house. But, this guy is like another level, man. The guys, I can't believe the Giants let him go. Philly Special says, I would just kind of like to go through the game with you a little bit because I was shocked by you guys in a lot of departments. I was going to go short. I'll throw on the link for a little bit, man. Stockton says, Philly Cards shocked why we have been the best team in football for a Yeah, that's the thing. We'll see. Philly wouldn't know because he's going by our record, and we have a lot of no-name guys to a lot of people. And but we were not that 1-4 team. We if we had everybody healthy, every team says that, we wouldn't have been in the predicament we were. Niner Sickness is orale. You know how that team looked good, Niner Sickness. You were proud of them. Philly says, if Rudy hits drops a link, I'll explain. Stockton Niner Sickness. Niner Sickness says, but I'll have a hell of a you'll have a hell of a young defense. They're going to be a heck of a problem with us. Yeah, really good defense, man. Really good defense. MTK4D says, you think Stafford is done? No, he'll be back. He'll be back. We just got to get another receiver and some more speed out there. They're not going to use Tutu. We got to get some more speed. But let me drop the link real quick. I appreciate you guys coming in. So I was going to cut it short and then come back tomorrow, but I can still do that. Hold on. Let me get you the link so you can call in. Philly, Stockton, if you want to come in. Hold on. But yeah, I'm hurting with you guys. I'm like, no, man. When I saw Saquon break loose again, I was like, man, are you serious? Oh boy. But that's what happens when you have great players, man. You got to make plays. You got to make plays. Now it says, Lem's killing the king in the West not until you surpassed by Super Bowls, then holla at me. Lager says, we don't keep track of VHS tape water. You guys are too much. Rocky New York says, putting people on timeout just soft. Don't. I didn't do it. It wasn't me. It depends. My moderators have, it depends on what they say. I didn't notice it, and they already know not to put somebody. If they time them out, that's one thing, but they don't block anybody unless they're out of character and they're doing stuff they're not supposed to. Jack Fortune McVay has these guys rolling. We'll be back. Yes, indeed, baby. Yes, indeed. Let's see. All right, let's get my first guy in here. Spongy, how you doing, man? How you doing? Congrats on the win, man. Congrats on the win.
So I just want to, get to some of this stuff I was impressed and not impressed by with you guys. It was a really good game. A really good game, and I actually expected this to go exactly like this. It was going to be a very defensive-heavy game. A lot of running the ball.
Yeah.
Which is the reason why we scored a lot. Not necessarily the reason you guys scored a lot, because, honestly, to be fair, your running back struggled. And your quarterback can't run, so
Yeah.
It's not
Well, he took a shot earlier, if you remember, and there's no excuses. Just, I like to explain what I saw, right? I'm always a guy that says, if you're on the field, then you need to perform, right? So this is me explaining what I saw, not making excuses, because every player gets nicked up here and there and all that stuff. But remember when Stafford scrambled and they stretched him out a little bit, and they were talking even on those telecasts that they were talking about his rib area. And so he was a little hindered. That made him even more giddy more shy to not even. There's a couple times where he could have scrambled for some, and slid for maybe, 4 yards or something like that. And your Eagles defense is with Jalen Carter right in the middle, and the linebackers, they're tough, man. They're just tough.
The part of the game where I wasn't worried about before today. For this game, I wasn't worried about what the defense was going to do. I knew they were going to come out and show, no matter what the weather was, and show who they were.
Yeah.
But offensively, I was scared, and it showed. We sucked offensively. Let me, just say that.
Mm-hmm.
Saquon carried, but yet again,
the guy's amazing.
We don't target AJ Brown enough.
Mm-hmm.
I was a little mad in the first quarter when we threw it to Devontae Smith and you guys kind of targeted him a little bit, but
yeah,
I put that in the past.
Well, that was the game plan, and we were just hoping not to stop Saquon Barkley, but to contain him, and then make Jalen Hurts beat us. But the problem is. With the Eagles, and that's a credit to them, is they're a pain in the ass because you contain Saquon Barkley for the most part, except for those big giant runs. We did the best that we could with who we have in the linebacker situation. Once he gets past the first line, Jalen Hurts can run too, so he had 70 yards of rushing. So it's tough,
I mean, I don't necessarily like when. Especially Niner fans, target my quarterback. But
yeah,
yet again, he's the quarterback of our future, at least.
Yeah.
And the one thing I wasn't impressed of from this game was I wasn't really too impressed by Sean McVay. I didn't think he was the best he could tonight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Especially at the end, or whoever it was, your offensive coordinator. It was 3rd and 2
mm-hmm.
on the 26 or the 25. You guys should have just ran the ball. I understand it wasn't going well with Kyron because, even if you ran with Kyron and say either didn't get it or he fumbled or whatever, I feel you guys had the right idea. But
well, there's a couple of times I tweeted that too, run the ball, McVay. Now we have that big free agent offensive lineman, Jonah Jackson, that we're not even using, right? He's basically paid to stay on the bench, and I would bring with a jumbo package, and also too, we're watching it on TV. They see the Philadelphia Eagles subbing. And that was a key situation where the Philadelphia Eagles line was getting tired, and unfortunately, Dotson he got penalized for moving too quick, and that let you guys sub. And then Jalen Carter was now rested, and he was able to make that. He broke right through again, and so I'm surprised that the Rams coaches didn't notice. Well, this is the second time that we played you guys. You guys like to sub guys in and out. That should have been a part, even if they use it in the second half, somewhere along the line, use hurry up offense so you guys can't sub. That's basic. So there's a couple of things I agree with you. There's no coach that's perfect. But, when you guys can't sub and guys are trying their hardest and the elements and you got to keep your footing, there's a couple times I'm like, back to Jonah Jackson. I was like, why don't we use him like the Niners use Trent Williams? Line him up and have him, pull, behind, like a fullback almost, and then run Kyrie Williams behind him to give us a little more physicality on the line. But the main thing is that offense, the hurry up offense, would have been more effective earlier in the game, so that way you guys couldn't sub. But they see the game. The coaches see them subbing. I don't understand why that wasn't implemented sooner. But you guys are just a load, man, on the defensive line and the offensive line. And we had two fumbles, and it cost us 6 points. And then you have Saquon Barkley. Basically, picture that you're a quarterback, and you just have to hand the ball off to Saquon Barkley and ride him for 2 touchdowns. That sucks, but that's the way it goes, man. Matthew Stafford has to dodge all these guys flying around at him and pinpoint the ball in the snow. So it is what it is, you know.
You guys did a really good job defensively. I'm honestly glad that we don't have to play you guys twice a year.
Yeah, well, I mean, I appreciate you saying that because you guys are a good team, man. It just sucks that with you know, because we were in the like if let's pretend that you were us, right? And you guys are coming back, and you're right in the red zone with the 25-yard line with a minute some left, and a touchdown wins it. You're like, okay, cool. After all that's said and done, right? You're like, somebody make a play. And but yeah, man, my hat goes off to you guys, man. You guys are a good team.
Like, you know, at the end of the day, y'all trying to get Hurts through. I mean, I'm perfectly fine with that. And I think, Hurts is rattled.
Come in. Hold on. Come in again, Stockton. I try to get you in, and then you logged. It went off. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Like Hurts, he's not going to be right next week. He wasn't right this week either. But you know, y'all made a good way that even if y'all weren't gonna play the next week, even if it was us, you guys did a good job of making us not go as far due to...
Yeah, you guys had some injuries, right? You guys had one of the rookie defensive back got hurt.
Yeah, that's gonna be
that sucks, man. Injuries suck, man. I just tell you, that's why I don't like, even when it's the opponent, I don't like injuries because you know, you want to beat the team at full mass.
Yeah.
At full, you know, so but injuries suck, man. Take it from.
I didn't hear anything about his injury. At least I did hear about the injury of I forget who got hurt, but I mean, hey, as long as Saquon can stay healthy. At least the parts of his body that matter to him, and not his freaking wrist.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That I was like, oh man, I thought that was going to be more of a key. And to his credit, because you got to hold on to the ball. But you know, he's such a strong, big dude. But it was a physical game on both sides. He's just a beast, man. Stockton, it keeps saying when you show up in the window here, they keep saying that your mic and camera is not connected. John Bomber says, Rudy, I want to thank you for all the hard work you put into doing the Remedial Sports. Thank you, John. I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. But yeah, man, you know, it sucks that we lost, but I don't. I'm not hanging my head against losing to the Eagles because they're a great team, man. We had you know, we got to play who we got to play. But I mean, we had how many games did you guys win? 15? How many games did you guys win this year? You guys won 15, right? 15 games?
14.
14 games. So the Rams had to go through 2 14-win teams just to get to the championship. 15. Okay, so the Vikings had 14 games and you guys won 15, and then just to get to the championship game against at that time we thought it was going to be the Lions, but the Commanders, man, we were already having dreams of with that last drive with Stafford having the ball with a minute some left. We were already having dreams of the Commanders coming to SoFi Stadium for the championship game. I was like, man, please, that would have been a hell of a game. But you guys, Saquon Barkley, man, it may be you guys' year, man. But it's going to be tough for anyone in the NFC to beat the AFC teams, though. That's the thing.
Yet again, no team is beating the Black Magic Chiefs. Okay, let's get this.
You're on, Stockton.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, what's up, Stockton?
Hey, I wasn't gonna. Can you see me, or is it's just my
It's
mic?
it's just your avatar, Mike.
I don't know what the fuck's going on here.
Fortnite Brian
I,
says you lost after can't play in the snow. He didn't have a bad game. He didn't have a bad game. The guys actually dropped a couple of balls, and it wasn't his fault.
yeah,
But yeah, but it wasn't the snow really. It was the snow, but it was mostly the damn Eagles line that kept Jalen Carter and the guys clogging up the middle, getting right in his face.
I wasn't gonna come in, but I had to come in and give my opinion on a couple of things that you guys were talking about here. Um, let's face it, man. Jalen Hurts is fucking garbage, man. That guy's terrible quarterback. The Philly, all they have is a good offensive line, and they have Barkley, and they rely on these big runs.
At the end of the day, we just need, as a team who has that good line and a great running back, we just need.
Let me ask you real
If the
quick.
conditions are right, but if you get behind, you're screwed. You get
Let me
behind in the game, you're
let me ask
done.
you real quick on Stockton's saying about Hurts. Let me ask you this. So I remember the Super Bowl year when the guys got to the Super Bowl and Jalen Hurts was a fumble away from beating Mahomes. He had a really good year that year, throwing the ball and everything.
His rookie year,
So,
he was really good. But then
you as an Eagles fan, forget about this year that he had a concussed, and it's Saquon Barkley's the offense now. Do you see a regression? You'd be the guy to ask, because from us looking at it,
Well,
we just see what we see. He didn't have he got hurt, and then Saquon Barkley carried the load. Do you see a little bit of a regression in the passing game even before Barkley got there with Hurts, because he was good that one year when you guys got to the Super Bowl. He was doing everything.
I mean, even in his last game against the Packers, he stunk it up, man. I mean, if this team gets down by 10 points, they're done, because this guy can't. He's not going to throw them back into the game.
Yeah.
They have to rely on having the lead, playing defense, and running the ball. I mean, hey, that's their formula, And they just had
this
all the elements in their favor today, and the game really pisses me off because I really feel like the Rams are the better team. It's just it didn't go our way today because everything fell into their lap. It's just fucking stupid fumbles. Those two big runs. We shut this guy down the entire game. We allowed those two big runs, and that was enough to beat us, which is very, very frustrating, man. Very
And John
frustrating.
John Bomber says we were on our last drive and we didn't throw the ball into the end zone. We had a chance to win.
We were on
Yeah,
the
but
12-yard
John,
line, dude. 1st and 10 from the 12. That game should be fucking
I
over. They should
you
have
know
ran the
what?
ball a few times there.
I forgot about that. We were so close. I was thinking the 25, but we did get closer, right? That's why
Yeah, we
I
were on the
14.
12-yard line, and it was first down. And then that's when he got the false start penalty, and then he
And
was
then and
sacked.
then and then Spongy made a good point about McVay. Like I tweeted, run the down ball more, but where the hell's Tutu Atwell? Earlier in the game, man. I mean, even Grant Cohn was saying that the Rams have no speed on offense. Well, yes, we do. He's on the bench. He's on the sidelines, though.
Well,
Tutu
there's so
Atwell.
many things that McVay doesn't utilize in this offense, which is very frustrating. I love McVay. I wouldn't trade him for any other coach, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, where are our fly sweeps? There's no more fucking fly sweeps anymore. All our running games are between the tackle. Our running game is between the tackles. Every run is either between the tackles to the left side or the right side. There's no outside runs. And Kyron Williams, he's a small back, man. I
Yeah,
mean, he gets
yeah.
blown up. The defense knows where he's going to run, and he just gets blown up.
And
Over and over
and
again.
shout out to Bond. What's his name? Bond, the linebacker Bond. That guy was everywhere that one drive. I was, God damn, when the hell did he turn into Mike Singletary out there? And but yeah, and then also too, I was talking to Stockton about we should have used Jordan Whittington as a poor man's Puka Nakua, because he's a big physical
He played
receiver.
it all fucking year though, man. So they weren't going to use him. I mean, I don't know why, but they just don't utilize their weapons, and it's very frustrating, man. They don't utilize him. They don't utilize uh, not Puka, fucking Tutu. It's like why you
Take
got
care,
these
Niner
guys?
Stigmas.
Who is it that calls the plays for you guys? Is it your offensive coordinator? Or is it
It's
Sean McVay?
McVay.
Okay. So I just feel like maybe that's something. Well, yeah, I've had to deal with my head coach doing freaking play calls on offense too.
Steve says, "Welcome to the couch." Damn it, Steve.
Your season's been over since October, bro. You're irrelevant. Go ahead.
But yeah, man, I'll just say this, that I thought, I'm going to say this, that again, my cap goes out to the Eagles. They made the plays when they needed to. Their fumbles, they were able to land on them, and we weren't able to land on ours. But
I can't respect them, man. I can't respect the team. I can't respect the team that I feel that we're better than, that we lost to. Man.
They beat us twice. You know, they beat us twice. So I mean, I understand what you're saying.
The first time, everybody was beating us.
Yeah.
We were terrible back then. We had all the fucking injuries.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but we needed to execute, man. I thought that McVay was going to go into his bag. I kind of like the little flea flicker thing where he did where Higbee got that long run. You know, that was kind of neat. But man, where the hell was Tutu Atwell?
Elements, bro, Rudy. You know, when it's snowing like that, you're handicapped in a lot of ways. You know,
but where the hell's Tutu Atwell? Just go deep, or for the love of the game, clear.
Taking more chances, but he wanted to play close to the vest.
The love of the game run, the love of the game route where you have Tutu Atwell because he's out there and they got to respect his speed, and do this on hurry up offense where they can't sub. By the way, so they can't get ready for it. Let Tutu Atwell clear the field, go across the field, and then do the Puka Nacua bomb.
None of this really matters. The AFC is going to fucking win. It doesn't even matter if Washington or Philly wins.
Yeah, that's what Spongy was scared about. Was saying about the Black Magic. Well, I mean, the thing that sucks, Spongy, even if we were able to get to the Super Bowl, is you got to beat Andy Reid and Spazzola, who used to be our Rams head coach and who's horrible with St. Louis. But then you got to, and I hate to say this about the NFL, you got to worry about the refs giving Mahomes another set of downs.
I mean, it was ridiculous today, the calls they were giving Mahomes.
I'm like, it used to be like when we played Tom Brady, and there was one game where we tapped him on his shoulder like this, right on his shoulder, and they called roughing the passer. And Tony Romo, I think, was doing the call. And he goes, "That is not roughing the passer. If that's roughing the passer, I'm coming back."
Well, Vegas already lines for the games, and
Rudy,
Philly's favored by 5.5 over Washington.
Yeah, Steve.
And Kansas City's favored by 1 point.
I wouldn't be shocked if we lose.
Well, listen, I wouldn't be shocked if you guys make it all the way because the Commanders are. That quarterback is something to behold, though. This little skinny guy too. I was making fun of the Niners because remember Ayuk was he's a buddy of Ayuk's, and I did a tweet. I was like, maybe Ayuk shouldn't have took the money basically and went with Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels.
Philly will have a chance to win if it's snowing like that again. I mean, they
oh, that's right.
They
man.
Elements in their favor, you know.
Well, Spongy, you're a younger guy, and this is before my time too. To give you how long ago it was, but this is what used to happen. If you ever wonder why the Rams have like the 2 Super Bowls and we have the NFL championships from way back in the day before Super Bowl era.
Really, how old is
how old are you, Spongy?
14.
How old are you?
14.
Okay, God bless you. Okay, so okay.
You know the game. You know the game more, a lot more than a lot of these Niner fans that are like in their 40s.
Yeah. So, but Spongy, this is what used to happen to the Rams, the LA Rams with the fearsome force. And you probably heard of them, maybe not. But when they used to wear the blue and white uniforms, kind of look like the Colts and Roman Gabriel. Yeah, no, it was they were in LA back before then, so they were in the '60s. I'm talking about. This is before your time, but maybe you saw some films, you know.
2011, Rudy.
Yeah, no, I know, but you know how you see films of like they show the Rams games, they show fearsome foursome. But anyway, it was a great defensive line and great quarterback. But they would have to travel to the Minnesota Vikings home territory where it was always snowing or muddy, and they would lose like 13-9. And you're like, how the hell did this team lose to like a Fran Tarkenton, great quarterback? And so the Rams are not. I'm just giving you the picture of that. This is what happens to West Coast teams a lot. They're really great, but then when they go to the elements, and that's why we're so proud of the Rams, the way they played, because it's something they're not used to. And well, look, give me your bird's eye view, unbiased view of Jared Verse. I know you didn't like him because he was just saying tongue in cheek about the Eagle fans. But what is your bird's eye view from watching of Jared Verse, defensive end for the Rams?
I was super impressed. I didn't necessarily think. Of course, I want my guys, Cooper DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell, to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. But
yeah.
After the performance tonight, especially in the performances he's had over the past, a month or two?
Yeah.
He's gonna win it. But at the end of the day, I was impressed. I thought you guys were gonna get maybe 2 or 3 sacks on Hurts, especially with how much he runs and all that. But the fact that you guys got 5 or 7.
Yeah. Seven.
Yeah. Most of them being from Verse. I was impressed. 3 of them being from Verse, actually, I believe, right?
Yeah.
I was impressed by that. And I wasn't shocked that the other guys were. I was a little mad at the O-line because I saw a few missed assignments, missed blocks.
Well, what happened too, Spongy, is the last few. Well, okay, so the Rams got on this winning streak and they were limiting teams to like 9 points a game, the defense, right? So like like when you have young players, first year players, rookie players, the switch gets flipped and they kind of get used to the speed of the game now. They're confident. That's what's been happening with the Rams young defense. And then we got some guys back on the back end. And so the Rams defense has been a lot better, like night and day better compared to when they were beat up in the secondary, like when we played you guys the first time. And, so the defense, because you're a Philly fan, so you won't know a lot of the names, of course, from our first year or second year players. But this is what we've had.
I'm a big draft guy.
Oh, okay, good. There you go. So you would know. Okay, good. Stockton, you're out again. I see your name, but your camera's out again. Let me kick you out so you can come back in.
I liked in the draft. I knew we weren't going to get him, and I really didn't see a need for him on our team at the current moment.
Yeah.
But I really liked Braden Fisk. I liked him more than I did Burst, only because I feel like we had a better chance to get him than we did with Burst.
Yeah.
But when I saw that, I thought you guys maybe drafted him maybe a little high. I thought he was going to be more of a later pick. But
yeah,
I've been impressed. And, with Fisk, I've been a little less,
Well, he came on later. He actually came on later. It took him a little while to actually be what he is now. It took him a little longer in the middle, but there was rumors that the Rams, because Tyler Higbee had gotten hurt, and he has a career of, even though he's been a really good player for us, tight end. We were maybe draft Brock Bowers, and then when the Raiders got him, then the Rams said, you know what, let's get both of the Florida State guys and let them basically continue their playing off of each other. Yeah, so it actually worked out for us. I'm glad, because these guys they're just gonna get better, man. Can you imagine this defensive line if Eric Donald didn't hang it up? If he would have been right in the middle, but who knows what would have happened, because then these guys, it would have maybe stunted their growth. So who knows? But anyway, it was a good season, man, and props to your Eagles, man. They deserve it. They won it. They made enough plays.
I've seen mock drafts because I literally did one last night.
Mm-hmm. So give me. I'm a USC fan, but I don't really do mock drafts and stuff like that. So give me. We're picking around the 26th pick, Steve-O says. So give me a cornerback that might be there off the top of your head.
Let me
a tall cornerback.
A quarterback?
a cornerback, defensive back, DB.
I was just looking at these.
And then Stalker says Fisk had more sacks than Verse on the year. Yep.
Did not know that.
Let
me just take a quick double check.
But yeah, as great as Sean McVay is, man, sometimes he makes us pull our hair out because we're like, where's Tutu at? Well, why didn't you run the ball? I like seeing Matthew Stafford drop back and throw those lovely balls too, but I want to get the first down and have an easier way to score than have to, have Puka Nacua come down with the. What do you think about that Puka Nacua sideline bomb, man? He came down with his feet in bounds, man. The guy's amazing.
I could see you guys maybe possibly trading up for. I know he's a safety, but Malachi Starks. He's a safety out of Georgia. I think he just has the explosiveness. I think you might move him to corner. I don't know.
How tall is he?
Let me see. Let me just double check. Malachi Starks right over here. I can tell you how tall he is right now. He is 6'1", 205.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, because we were really in the secondary this year. We lost a bunch of games that were right there for us because of the secondary. And so Kobe Turner started to come on again. We thought he was going to be better than he was. But in his third year, he actually started to come back. He regressed a bit last year. And then so good. So yeah, well, we got some things to do. We got to get some linebackers, man. Hopefully they'll change their mind about drafting good linebackers, because this game proves that you got to have linebackers that can get to the ball and not have to. Yes, because we have Omar Spates, who's been a decent player for us, but Roseboom was out of position so many times, even though he's played better than in the past. And Saquon Barkley was just like playing with our linebackers. It was like a man amongst boys, man. Once he got past that, inside that defensive line, especially when we had one safety back who doesn't really want to tackle a guy like that. I remember that from the Steven Jackson days, when they would make career decisions and they don't want to get in front of him. What's that?
Looking at the DB position, though.
Yeah.
That in this mock draft, just assuming 25 picks, because you're pick 26. The two guys they have available are Ben Morrison, the DB out of Notre Dame, who got injured towards the end of the year. And
what kind of injury do you know? Because he may fall to us then.
I don't know off the top of my head, but he is going to fall.
Okay.
Fall. Before the year, before the injury, he was probably going to be like top 15.
Okay. Good.
Probably the second DB off the board.
Well, I like that. Well, thank you, Spongy. I appreciate it, man. But props to you, man. Again, my hat goes off to you guys. You guys beat us. I know Stockton is mad too. I'm mad too, but you guys beat us twice, man. And all we can ask for is another chance. And if we can't get it done, there's a lot of reasons why teams win and lose, and we just couldn't get over the hump. And it was probably because of Saquon Barkley and the 2 fumbles. So props to you, man. I'm going to tell you, age 14, you know a lot of stuff on your football, and man, my hat goes off to your team, man, and enjoy it, man. For you and another buddy of mine, who's an Eagles fan. I haven't talked to him since we were going to play each other. I hope you guys win, man. I hope you guys win it. I wouldn't mind seeing you guys win. I don't have anything against you guys, so I'm glad you guys are actually. Before this game, I didn't mind you guys because you guys knocked out the Niners for me a couple of years back when you knocked out Brock Purdy. I'm not glad that you hurt him, but you guys beat him. So I don't have any ill will for the Eagles. You guys are a good team. Mm-hmm.
That comment, linebacker, there are a few guys that you could draft later as well.
Yeah.
But to answer your question you had earlier, I think it was before Stockton popped in. But do I think that Hurts regressed?
Oh yeah.
The Super Bowl year. So what I think with that is another thing that doesn't help is he has had 4 different offensive coordinators.
Yes, that kills the quarterback.
Which is something that I have, ever since we lost Shane Steichen, which was, I think, the mastermind
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Of what really helped Hurts that year and brought us to the Super Bowl.
That's like Justin Herbert. So Justin Herbert was going through the same thing before Harbaugh came. Yep.
Yeah. But, I think a lot of it is also injury-wise. He has gotten hurt a lot. And it's that knee that he's had since, I think, since after the Super Bowl year. and it's been really affecting him since.
Oh, okay. So yeah, he hasn't been right. He hasn't been right. It's just like Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott jacked up his ankle, and he's never been the same. You know, Jalen Hurts' injury was different, but you didn't see the same mobility out of Dak Prescott, the speed, and it's taken a long time for him to come back. But their cap situation in Dallas is horrible.
But I also think the coordinator thing isn't helping.
Oh no, for sure.
He's lost plenty of position coaches, which I know that really shouldn't mean as much. He has a ton of weapons. I think if he can manage with that, I don't necessarily really like the scheme he's in right now with Kellen Moore.
Yeah.
But at this point, please just keep him.
Yeah, to give him some rapport, some cohesive coaching.
I just don't think we're gonna. I think soon, like, you know, I saw this thing. It was more of a joke that a Giants fan had. He said,
"SG." Go ahead. I'm sorry.
The only way that the Eagles can win the Super Bowl is that if they put Kenny Pickett in, and it was kind of a joke, but
yeah.
The only way what I kind of see now is, you know how Carson Wentz got hurt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Nick Foles came in, the backup.
Yeah.
I thought after that injury that he had, that Hurts had today, I thought, oh, now Kenny Pickett's going to come in and we're going to have this whole thing, and we're going to win a Super Bowl with a backup quarterback to end a dynasty.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing I got to say.
Well, thank you for coming in, man. I appreciate you. Good luck to you guys, and thank you for the info on the defensive backs. But good luck to you guys, man. I know ill will towards you guys. Like I said, you guys beat the Niners for us a couple years ago, and you know you're the NFC. We'll see what happens. What do you think about the Commanders now? Do you think the Commanders are going to have a good showing against you guys with this? It's probably going to be a bad weather again. What do you think about them? You guys played them before, right? And you guys swept them.
Many times. No, we didn't sweep them this year. Actually,
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So
this is going to be a good game. I am a little scared, which I was of you guys as well. But I'm scared that since we are division rivals, they know us more than you guys do. They know us more than a lot.
Yeah, that's tough. Okay.
I just think I wouldn't mind seeing the Commanders win, only so they can get blasted in the Super Bowl by the Chiefs.
Yeah, but you want to get there.
And we can make fun of the Cowboys more because, you know, it's their former defensive coordinator as their head coach.
Yeah, you want to but you want to get there though, man. You want to get to as many Super Bowls as you can, but yeah, man. I don't want to be the reason the Chiefs get. I know, man. Take it from someone whose team lost to Tom Brady twice, man, and then looks up and sees Eli Manning beat Tom Brady. I'm just like, oh man. But
if you ever need like any more draft stuff, there's other positions you asked about in the chat, which there is a lot that I could say about that. But if you ever need me, if you ever want me on again, just let me know. Oh, sure, man. And feel free to come in, man. I appreciate you. And good luck to your Eagles, man. And congratulations on the win. You guys deserved it. Saquon Barkley is the man. Like I told my buddy who's an Eagles fan, I go, man, Saquon Barkley could be the difference, man. Whenever you have a running back that can take it home, it's a huge advantage. So, but props to you, man. Have a good night and congratulations on the win. Oh, gosh, Fargal's here. All right. Well, take care, man. Take care, Spongy. There's Spongy. Good dude. And I tried to bring you in, SG, but you didn't come in. I even called your name, but I'm gonna call it a night. I appreciate you when you guys. Love it you when you guys. We'll be back again tomorrow. But again, my hat goes off to the Philadelphia Eagles. There was a tough loss for us, but they did what they could do, and it's just something that we have to lick our wounds and come back next year and fight, and we'll see what we can do. But as we always say, may the Vermilion be with you, and Ramulators, mount up.
Higbee tore his ACL in the wild card game. Friendship. Third goal. traffic. It is caught.